This is messing with the lighting. I don't want to tell you how to do this, but... My name is Zach Mahon. I'm in the class of 2017. I think now I would describe myself as a child, for most of my childhood, as quite boring. Maybe not boring, but like very restrained and kind of well-mannered and afraid to ruffle feathers. I had a summer job at an outdoor summer camp in Algonquin Park, which is a provincial park in Canada. So as my primary goal for the summer, I said I wanted to be weirder. And I explained to her that I wanted to be weirder because I see value in being different. So if I could be one fruit that describes kind of who I am, I would be a raspberry. Well, first of all, they're pretty hairy. I'm pretty hairy. But I've noticed that raspberries have many different components, if you will, like kind of, I don't know what you call it. I should know that considering my inkling towards raspberries. But there's many different parts that make up a raspberry, and I really like this complexity that people don't see at first. And I would hope that that also ties into who I am. I used to be a competitive figure skater. It was a big part of my life, arguably the biggest part of my life for almost 10 years. As any Canadian boy basically does, you learn how to skate at a young age. And at the end of one of the sessions, I came off the ice and my coach came with me and she told my parents that my skates were too small. I think I was like 6 and I pointed to a girl wearing white figure skates skating by as we were talking. I said, I want those ones. And I kind of just fell in love with it. I mean, I'm definitely someone that loves to jump, and the idea of being in the air and flying. I just loved skating around the rink with the cold air around my body and then just jumping into the sky and turning and turning and turning. I love my family so much. I think I'm very fortunate. I think I'm really lucky to have parents that just want me to be happy, and they wouldn't care if I dug ditches for the rest of my life, as long as that's what I wanted to do. So that makes the move to Singapore a lot harder. When I came to Singapore, I didn't think I knew anyone or anything, but the world just presented itself as very small, like really weird connections. Being in Singapore, I have been exposed to a whole new world that I didn't really that I wasn't a part of before. In Singapore has made the world at once seem so much bigger and so much smaller. Now that I'm in Singapore and I guess in love with Singapore, and I've also had the privilege of traveling a lot, I kind of see Toronto as a nice place, but not much more than that. Like, I kind of got here by just going with the flow and keeping doors open and having an open attitude. So that's what I'm going to continue to do, because it's worked out so far. So I could see myself living in many different parts of the world, and I guess only time will tell. My mom's father died when I was like 8. He was really old. He was like in his mid-90s. And my dad spoke at the funeral, gave a eulogy. And he said in the eulogy that he was a great man. I think that at the time, this made something go off in my head, and as I've been thinking about it over the years, it really is important to me to just be considered a good or great person by kind of everyone you've ever dealt with and interacted with.